How's it going, you wandering stars? Today I'm going to elaborate on electromagnetic frequencies, more commonly known as EMFs, and their effects on magic/paranormal activity. As I recently mentioned on my friend Orly Stewart's YouTube channel, I'll be utilizing a special meter that can detect the various range of EMFs such as radio, microwave, electric, and magnetic fields. Those of us who are familiar with paranormal investigations know that certain entities can affect things on the electromagnetic spectrum. Even magic and supernatural events can be felt. While I don't use my tri-field meter to necessarily ghost hunt, but instead for ritual magic and various other experiments, to help show those who aren't yet ready or at the point of seeing, feeling, hearing these forces can witness that magic and supernatural is real. We'll be testing the limits of reality, revealing the connections between magic and technology. While I know the supernatural and magic exists, I hope these upcoming experiments help awaken those to these fantastic realms, as well as reignite or fan the flames for those of us who already do, and perhaps give more clarity to how we can boost our connection and power. The electromagnetic spectrum is the range of frequencies of electromagnetic radiation and their respective wavelengths and photon energies. So basically, the electromagnetic spectrum covers both seen and unseen waves of light. These can impact the human body in various ways, from neutral, beneficial, and even harmful. We are also bioelectric beings who generate electromagnetic fields throughout our natural energies and generate and use electricity all throughout our body. So perhaps it's not too far-fetched to think that when dealing with other entities or forces who operate on different frequencies on the electromagnetic spectrum, by tuning into certain innate abilities or using outside tools, we can better detect their presence. When we shift our consciousness, utilizing different brain states, giving altered perception of reality, or using our heart, just may be the missing key for some. To put things into perspective, the heart gives off 60 times more electrical field than the brain, 5,000 times greater electromagnetic field, and has 40,000 sensory neurons sending information to the brain. That's why some ancient cultures held the heart in high esteem as the true intelligence and essence of a person, a central point for spiritual or divine power that helps regulate and keep the body alive. There have been certain medical cases where people have lived without brain activity, but when the heart stops pumping blood, that is when it's truly fatal to one's existence on the physical plane. However, that doesn't mean the brain, gut, nervous system, or many other parts of the body aren't just as impressive, and exploring those wonders goes outside the scope of this video. But I want to touch on it briefly. To the highest skeptics, I'll say, remember, we can't see radio or Wi-Fi, yet it's all around us. So are various other frequencies, but with certain devices or skills, we can interact and harness these forces. I think that's a good thing to keep in mind. Our modern world is drenched with EMF pollution, and overexposure isn't good. Wireless radiation has been shown to be potentially cancer-causing, impacting the immune system, memory, vision, and much more. Although limits and regulations differ depending on the country and shrouded in conspiracy. This won't be a video on that, perhaps another. However, when it comes to referencing what EMFs are harmful, I'll be using the numbers in correlation to what people shouldn't be exposed to while asleep. That cause extreme concern, going by the physicians for safe technology. Signal strength greater than 0.614 volts per meter, think electric fields, and for frequencies with a power density over 1 milliwatt per square meter. And also, the Environmental Protection Agency recommends you limit your magnetic frequency exposure between 0.5 to 2.5 milligauss. On a day-to-day basis, you'll find your average home far exceeds these numbers. We can limit our exposure to harmful radiation by outfitting our dwellings with EMF shields like aluminum, tin, Faraday cages, orgone, etc., which I can cover in a future video, or more simple techniques like using wired connections whenever possible instead of wireless. It's better for your health and you'll have a faster connection. Also, just rearranging your spaces to limit exposure. While I could just list some scary numbers on screen, I think it will be better to show you how this meter reacts in a mundane setting first, so you get an idea. Alright, so I'm going to use this tri-field meter to give you an example of the type of EMF radiation around a typical home. Keep in mind, anything when we're dealing with the radio frequencies above 0.614 is extremely alarming and concern, and things for the electric that's over anything over 1 volts per meter squared is dangerous, and for magnetic then it's anything between 0.5 to 2.5 milligauss. So turn this thing on. Now we're over here, we're going to check the Wi-Fi. So can you see? As you can see, the peak hit 13, 14 as the signal's pulsing out. So as you can see, the peak is well over what I mentioned, the 0.614. Being here, you won't even register it. It's off the charts. Oh, you won't see that. As you see, it's going. We're going crazy. Yeah. Back up. What's something else we got? Oh, yeah. Yeah, even these lights are harmful. That's why you'll notice there's a switch to these type of fluorescent bulbs instead of incandescent, and even flames back in the day. Crazy, you see how fucking high that is? No. Peak was at 308. Get closer? Like to like the battery, yeah. Yeah, don't want that on your lap. Getting fried. TV. You got that. Alright, so right now we're in the garage. far away from most of the EMFs, and you can see how low the number is in here for just a general ambient, peaking around 2 and 4. So you can kind of arrange your room to get the lesser numbers. But at head height, right, this is the head height, that's the light above. Alright, so as you can see, the ambient is in the 60s, peaking at 66 in this range, well over a level for concern, which was 0.614 volts a meter. But if you have something like orgone, I got this orgone from my friend Elizaveta from Diamond Creations, and point it, you can actually eliminate or lessen it. That's another reason why some people use orgone to protect themselves from EMF. As you can see, this orgone pyramid has nullified. So we're making a call. See that call's coming in, and boom. As you can see, it's going off the charts. Imagine that right next to your brain and what it would do. Look at this. Speaks for itself. Terrifying. Imagine holding that next to your head. That's why some people, when they're more sensitive, you get headaches if you're on the phone too long. We'll end the call. As you can see, even if you were to browse, I don't know what to look up though, you see it spikes up. What should we browse? Google. There you go. Look at that, just bringing up Google, and it will do that as you go through web pages as well. And right now we're just showing the radio frequencies. We're not showing any of the other electromagnetic spectrum here, just to isolate on that. As you see, even at resting, you see the signals coming in, peaking at 1.5. What's something else many people will do? Sometimes you'll be on YouTube, look at that, boom, went off the scale, just loading YouTube up, and now it's going crazy. Let's just watch a random video.
Forces of Darkness show. Today we're celebrating World Goth Day. Happy World Goth Day.
Off the charts.
Happy World Goth Day to you. Thank you, and happy World Goth Day to everyone on this day. World Goth Day, it started in the UK, and it's been going on now for over 10 years. It's the day where we celebrate Gothic subculture.
So yeah, imagine if you were just watching YouTube videos, holding this in front of your face in your lap. Or what have you. Look at that. Of course, off the charts. And if we were to go back to these other numbers are still quite high and dangerous. 160. Remember, only one brought concern. This one, not worried about it. See, the more you interact, as you can see, just watching a YouTube video, the numbers are out of control. How many of us hold this right next to ourselves all the time? Now, yeah, if you're wondering how am I going to do it when I do these other experiments, I am going to use it into a room that has little or no electromagnetic frequency radiation. So we'll be in a zero zone, as close to zero as I can get, and we'll have the meter, so you'll be able to see, and we'll get to see if anything spikes. And but yeah, of course I can show you all kinds of appliances and devices and stuff, but we can just stay for another day or let you have fun with that if you get one of these things. But I hope you like what you saw and you're eager to see the upcoming experiments regarding electromagnetic frequencies. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. One final thing I want to touch on briefly is that usually magic performed outside in nature or away from any unnatural EMFs is much more potent. My brother and I theorize that due to excessive electromagnetic smog, it could hinder the perception of certain entities, despite extreme exposure allegedly triggering similar phenomena in some. Anyways, next time you're doing magic, try to unplug off grid and feel the difference. Turn the power off of your house or go outside. I'll explain more in another video. Also touching on fluorescent lights, which are harmful, far worse than incandescent or using natural sources like fire or bioluminescence. However, if you have to use them, make sure you use a more warm hue around 3000 Kelvin, because once it starts to become more blue, past 5000 Kelvin is when it becomes harmful to the eyes, skin, etc. This flicker rate combined with all the other electromagnetic radiation could hinder one's experience. Of course, if you've already been having success and then you take these precautions, don't be surprised if it's like you've been training with a weighted vest and now it's off.